I'm going to be matchmaking every single main card fighter that fought on UFC Abu Dhabi, Magomed Ankalaev versus Bogdan Guskov this past weekend. Starting with the main card opener of Saigid Izagakmaev, I think his name is. I don't really know, to be honest, but he's had 2 fights in the UFC. He's lost both of them by decision. I don't think he's a bad fighter at all. I just think he's been getting tough opponents to start his career. And I think Rodrigo Cenzinato would be a fun next fight. I think Rodrigo's only fight in the UFC was the Ultimate Fighter finale, which he lost to Daniil Donchenko. And Daniil's pretty good. I think Daniil's undefeated in the UFC since then. So, not a bad loss again. But yeah, I think this would be a good comeback fight for both of them. I think Rodrigo could get the win here, but again, I haven't really seen his skill set outside of the Ultimate Fighter. So, you never know. Saigid could bounce back here, but I think this would be a fun fight. Moving on to the guy that beat him, Abubakar Vagiev, I think his name is. I might be messing those names up really bad, but great debut, solid win. He looked fantastic. And yeah, I mean, Jack Hermansson, I think when I made this matchup, I thought that Izagakmaev was coming off of a win against Nicholas Dalby. So I was going to do Vagiev or somebody better. I don't know. I think I messed up this matchup. But it's still a fun matchup. Jack Hermansson has been losing. He's been getting slammed out his last few fights. This is a decent step down in competition for him. Potentially, we don't even know. And for Vagiev, if he can get past Jack Hermansson, he proves that he's an actual decent fighter. And yeah, I think this is a decent fight to do. Hermansson could somehow get it done just by being super crafty. But I think Vagiev would probably knock him out the way Hermansson's been looking lately. I think Vagiev would get a knockout in that fight. Moving on to Tyrell Fortune. He got knocked out by Rizvan Kuniev. And I think it's time we give him Walter Walker. Walter Walker got a first-round calf slicer against Thomas Peterson. And he just keeps getting these easy fights outside of the rankings when he's honestly probably one of the best heavyweights we have. So I think it's time we give him a step up in competition. Somebody ranked, somebody good, or someone decent at least, in Tyrell Fortune. Fortune can grapple, so this would be an interesting matchup. I think Walter would probably still get him in a first-round heel hook or calf slicer or some sort of leg lock and submit him, because I think Walter is that good. I think he can get it done. And yeah, that's that. Moving on to Tyrell Fortune. I'm pretty sure this fight is happening. Vitor Petrino versus Sergey Spivak. And I think Kuniev should get the winner. I was just going to do Kuniev versus Spivak, but he's fighting Petrino, which is kind of a huge step up for Petrino. I don't even think he's ranked. But if he can beat Spivak, he'll be an actual problem in the division, and him versus Kuniev would be super fun. Same thing if Spivak wins. I think the stylistic matchup between him and Kuniev would be good. I think Kuniev would probably knock out Spivak, but I think Petrino could knock out Kuniev. But we're going to have to see how good Petrino looks against Spivak first. Moving on to this guy. I can't remember his name. Something Respecki or something like that. But he fought John Pork, and he went to a decision. It was a good fight, good scrap. And I think my guy Rat Garbage would be another super fun fight for this kid. Rat Garbage, he made his debut against Jai Herbert, and he was doing so good. He was beating the fuck out of Jai Herbert, and then he got caught. He got countered really bad and went straight down, and the fight was over. So, yeah, he was winning that fight. He was doing good. He would be looking for a big matchup next, but he got knocked out pretty bad in his last fight. And I think this would be a fun fight. Both of them lost their debut, and it's time for one of them to get a comeback. Moving on to John Pork. Now, this was actually the toughest matchup for me to make. I don't know who you give him at all, because I don't want to give him too big of a step up right away, but he's also a big name, and he just put on a fun, scrappy fight that you got to give him someone decent. So I guess we'll start from the left to the right, because I feel like the guy closest to the right, I want him to fight the most, and the guy closest to the left is like the least. So we're gonna start with Mike Davis. I think, Mike Davis would make sense just timing wise, because Mike Davis fought on this card, and he is coming off of a loss. I'm pretty sure it was just a decision though. It was a close fight. It was against Narulo Aliev. Close fight. I think him versus John Pork would be sick, and it would be a good scrap. Next up, Edson Barboza. Again, this would be a fun fight. Barboza's fighting Esteban Ribovic next. I think he's getting knocked out really bad. And then after that, I don't think they would really do John Pork versus Edson Barboza, but it is a huge name and a free win for John Pork, so you could give him that fight. Edson Barboza's been around forever. Everybody knows him. You could put that like right under the main card of a pay-per-view, and everyone would be watching it. It would be a huge fight, and it would give John Pork an even bigger name than he already has. But the main fight that I want is Elvis Brenner. I think that would be sick. I think this fight would be absolutely phenomenal, but I just think Elvis Brenner is actually a little bit of too high of a step up in competition. He is on a 2-fight losing streak, I think. So this is probably the best time for John Pork to get that fight. But Elvis Brenner is really dangerous. He's really good, and he could catch our boy with something bad. But I think any of these fights would be fun, but the main one I want is Elvis Brenner for John Pork. That would be a sick scrap. And if we can get past Elvis Brenner, like, that would be insane, and he would actually be looking for like a top 20 matchup next. So Elvis Brenner would be fun. Barboza or Mike Davis would also be pretty fun. Steve Erceg got slimed out by Ramazan Temirov pretty brutally, and I think he should fight one of these guys next. Now, these guys aren't fighting each other, but they do both have a fight coming up, and I think if they lose, I don't think Erceg should fight the winner of that fight kind of thing. Edgar Chairez is fighting Tim Elliott. If Tim Elliott wins, I don't think we should run back Erceg versus Tim Elliott. That makes no sense. Charles Johnson is fighting Jose Ochoa. If Jose Ochoa wins, I think he should be looking for a bigger step up than Steve Erceg. I think he should be looking for like a top 7 matchup though. Jose Ochoa is really good, and I want him to get a good fight. But if Edgar Chairez beats Tim Elliott, that's a sick fight. Steve Erceg versus Edgar Chairez. That's a good step up for Chairez. It's a good step down for Steve. Same thing for Charles Johnson. If he beats Jose Ochoa, his career is really 50-50. It's really weird. Give him Erceg, another step up, another chance to see if he can make it. When we gave him Alex Perez, he got knocked out. But then he beats all these other young guys, so you never know. He might win against Jose Ochoa and then lose to Steve Erceg. That's probably how his career is going to go the next few fights. But I really like the Edgar Chairez fight. So if Edgar Chairez can beat Tim Elliott, I want to see Steve Erceg versus Edgar Chairez sometime. I was going to say at the end of the year, but Erceg probably needs some time off after getting knocked out like that. So maybe sometime at the end of the year, sometime early next year, Erceg versus Edgar Chairez. Or if Chairez loses to Tim Elliott and Charles beats Jose Ochoa, you could do that fight as well. Ramazan Temirov, coming off a great win, big knockout, and I want him to do the same thing to Amir Albazi. I fucking hate Amir Albazi. This guy's useless. He just sits there, hanging around in the top 5, acting like he's good. It's dumb. He loses to Brandon Moreno, and he stays ranked above him. It's horseshit. This guy, I don't like this guy. So, Ramazan Temirov, slime him out, and my life is yours. Please just take Amir Albazi out of the UFC, murder him, kill him. Yeah, I got Temirov by round 2 knockout if this fight were to happen. Easy peasy, get it done. And then we can talk about Temirov versus some actual contenders. Okay, this is a sick fight. You can't tell me it's not. Bogdan Guskov versus Azamat Mirzakhanov. 2 guys that will just go forward and try and knock their opponent out. This fight would end in first or second round knockout. And I don't know who would win. I would probably pick Mirzakhanov, but Bogdan Guskov is really dangerous as well. And yeah, this fight would be scrappy. It would be very close. It would be fun. And I think we can get this done, again, sometime at the end of the year. Maybe in Abu Dhabi, maybe at MSG. but that would be a big fight. And for the main man, the winner of the main event, Magomed Ankalaev, I think it's time we just give him the title shot. I don't know if Alberg is coming back anytime soon, but I wouldn't have minded him versus Paulo Costa for an interim. If Alberg's not, like, if Alberg's out, I don't mind that fight, but I think we should just give Ankalaev the title shot. Give him Alberg. This would be a fun fight. Or no, it wouldn't actually. Probably suck. But it would be an interesting fight. And yeah, these are the two best light heavyweights in the world. If Alex Pereira is at heavyweight, these are the two top guys for sure. And it's time we see who's better. I think this would be a sick fight. I keep saying that, but it's not. It's definitely not going to be like a fun, entertaining, cool scrap. But it would be a very technical fight. And I don't know. It would be interesting. I think I would like to see this fight very much. Hopefully by the end of the year. Like I said, I don't know when Alberg is coming back. But this would be a fun fight at the end of the year. Make it happen. It would be very, like, stylistic. I feel like the first 2 rounds would be just them feeling each other out for, like, way too long. But once we get into round 3, round 4, round 5, I think it would actually become a decently entertaining fight and see if Alberg has the championship, like, rounds in him. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. These are my matchups. Let me know what you think of them. Let me know if you have a better matchup for John Pork, because I really couldn't think of anything for him. But I do really like the Elvis Brenner fight. My picks for this weekend, I think Uros Medic is going to get it done. I think Jan Blachowicz is going to get the fraud check done. He's a huge underdog. I think that's crazy. But Navajo Sterling is really good, and if he can get it done, that'll prove a lot. It'll really prove a lot. So, yeah, I got Blachowicz. I got Uros Medic. That's basically it, I think. I don't really know who else is on the card this weekend. But have a good night. I'll see you sometime next week, I guess.